Okay, let me push that button that I need to push. Let me get to my handy dandy timer. There we go. All right.
This is not.
We're not going to do a countdown. We're just going to jump right into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there it is. We're ready. Yay! Yay! Ha 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 ha.
Never in doubt.
I doubted Eric Stahl 1000%. He proved me wrong. He proved me wrong.
It's always nice to be proved wrong.
We
Yes.
have to talk about everything that happened, but first we have to acknowledge this. John Tavares, I'm hoping that he's okay, because the last we heard, he was transported to the hospital. I didn't have a chance to look into any other tweets about what happened, but what a horrific accident that was.
Oh my God.
For those that weren't...
Stable.
Yeah, okay. He is?
He's stable. He's being treated for a concussion, but he is not being released yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's alert. He's conscious as well.
Not
That's
being
the last I heard.
not being
And he
released.
gave the thumbs up on the way out, which
Yes, he
like
did.
having mobile arms and hands and everything was a really good sign.
Now, for those that didn't watch the game for whatever reason, a play had developed. John Tavares has the puck. Ben Sherratt gives him a hit. It was a little bit of an askew hit. I'm sure there's going to be some, discussion about the legality of that hit. But in the moment and at the time, deemed a reasonable hit. Tavares does a swirly, falls down. Unfortunately, he falls down into the path of Corey Perry. Now,
Who tried
Corey
to jump
Perry,
over him?
who did try to jump over him, because it was either that or literally run him over with skates. Perry was flying. He was going to join the back check to help out the Habs on defense. And what happened is that Tavares' head just happened to be right where Corey Perry's knee was, and it was a collision that just rocked it. Tavares was out, practically out on the ice, tried to get up and did not get up, practically fell over himself.
It was so woozy.
And it was both the Leafs and the Habs medical teams were on the ice for him. Got him on a stretcher. It was serious bit here. So he had to be stretchered off the ice. But as Veronica said, he did give the thumbs up. So we are giving all the best to John Tavares, because that was a horrific looking bit of a hit there. And yeah, so that's it kind of set the pace for the second period, because the Leafs came back hard in that. But now to talk about the game, Habs, Leafs, right off the first face-off. Habs are playing the Leafs physical. They are finishing almost every single hit that they can lay on a Leafs player, and Leafs couldn't keep up to that. At least not until the second period, where the Leafs got a bit of their mojo back. But let's talk about scoring. Low scoring game, low event game, because they were playing each other they're at each other's throats with the physicality there. First goal is a Eric Stahl pass to Josh Anderson, who split the D, outran both of them clean for a shot on Campbell. He made it. So it's 1-0 Habs. Second period, I think it comes... how did that all work out for... Was it Hyman that scored?
No, Nylander.
Oh, was it Nylander? Or Nylander, according to one of the people on Sportsnet. So,
wow, they got a name wrong.
Yeah, so Willie Nee was the beneficiary of a bad bounce in front of Carey Price, and he just, tapped it in, and there it is. By all accounts, preventable goal, because it was just luck at that point.
Yeah.
So it is a tied game from the second period ish until late in the third, when the Leafs are on their third or fourth power play of the night. And I mean, each team had a number of power plays. I think the Habs end up having, I'm about to pull it up right now. Of course, I don't have it up yet. The Habs had 5 power plays. We're gonna fucking talk about this. However, the Leafs had 4 power plays and didn't score on any of them.
None of them.
But the Habs did. Some great work by Armia in the defensive zone. Squirts a puck out against the boards, and Paul Byron, afterburners, meet, gets it to the zone. Guy, interferes with him. I forget who was covering him, but, desperate play. I gotta stop Paul Byron. Paul Byron trips. Oh, God, the play is over. Au contraire.
No, it's not.
Byron sliding on his knees, gets the puck on his stick, and gets a nice little wrist, a little snapshot from his knees into the goal. Shorty for Paulie Boy Iron. Incredible
this is
goal.
My music.
It is his music. Holy crap. Just nuts. Absolutely gorgeous goal.
That was really pretty.
My phone blew up from people, on my rejects team that were like, if I ever scored a goal like Paul Byron just scored, I would hang up my skates. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty damn good. Because it's crazy. There's so much going on in that moment, physics-wise, that's just extraordinary. Yeah. Going further into the third period, Habs get themselves a power play because the Leafs chucked the puck over the freaking glass for the third time in the game. I'm sure Steve Dangle is going to have a talk about that. So the Habs have their power play. They're not able to score, but it was a great looking power play. Finally, god damn it. Play resumes, and then Philip Deneau trips and ends up tripping another Leafs player, which I was like, oh, come on, but I get it. So this is in the last 3 minutes of the third period. Habs are up by 1. Leafs are on the power play. The Leafs are 5-75 on their power play, including the regular season. And, Habs held it off, even with the empty net. So a 6-on-4 for a while, then 6-on-5. Habs went for the empty net a few times, couldn't get it, and eventually the last few seconds, 3 seconds left, Deneau wins the faceoff, ends the game, 2-1 Habs, take the season, the series lead at 1-0. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I do it.
You did.
Who would have thought?
See if I love you, but you're not, Paul.
I was saying it in the last episode on Tuesday night. It's like it's strange how nobody seems to get that it's a clean slate when it's a new season, and everybody that was coming back healthy and rested, all of like super key players. And I mean, Leafs fans will probably point to the fact that Tavares got injured in the first period for the Habs winning, but it's just like, if you look at the stats, the hits stat, the Habs had 55 and the Leafs had 27.
Yeah, that is outrageous discrepancy. And I'm pretty sure Sheldon O'Keefe is going to be talking about that with his team. So expect Saturday night to be a humdinger of a game. So
I'm sure that they were expecting this kind of a hitting game, though, and if they weren't, they're stupid.
Never know.
Momesso was saying that in the series, when he was a Canuck, when the year that they made it to the finals, I think, that was their game plan. Just hit the shit out of them. And eventually, by game 3 or whatever, they're going to get worn down. If the Leafs weren't expecting a physical game, that's really poor preparation.
Yeah, that's on them. I'm just opening up the lineup because there was some interesting lineup stuff. Something I've never seen the Habs do before, not especially in the playoffs. Weber and Merrill on the third pairing. Weber's minutes were managed. They had Petrie and Edmondson up against the Matthews line, and then Kulak and Sherratt as the second pairing for the Habs to make up the difference. And by all accounts, the D looked fine. I couldn't really fault anything aside from, the goal against Sherratt kind of got into Carey's field of vision. But again, the puck bounced off someone off a shot, and it just happened to land right on Nylander's stick. Yeah. And it's like, so there it is.
It was just dirty.
Yeah. And then further to that, Eric Stahl is the player now. He played the way that I'm sure a lot of Habs fans were expecting him to play. I know I was expecting it. He got that overtime goal against Edmonton like 3 years ago. And then today, and up until today, it's like, what is Eric Stahl doing at any point at any time of a game? And then tonight happens, and it's like, oh, Eric Stahl is actually decent at hockey. He wasn't Corey Perry decent, but he was quite decent. Pour exemple. Let's see here. Eric Stahl, 50-50 on face-offs. Dano was 56%. Byron did a few draws, 50%. A couple draws. Jake Evans with an 80% on the draw. Thank God for that. Gallagher took 2 draws, 50%. Suzuki with a 48. That's not terrible. And then one other surprise. Oh, Josh Anderson, 100% on the dot.
Our horse.
Oh yeah.
Who would have thought? What a goal by him.
That
Oh,
was
my
a great
Lord.
goal too.
Incredible. It is just...
Most of the Habs goals were skill goals.
Yes, they were. Very skill goals. And speaking about skill, since Toronto has a plethora of it, apparently, Carey Price was Carey Price today.
He made it just look like he was playing like a kid's game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, goodbye.
And there were 2 or 3 like die-hard chances for the Leafs that, Carey Price stoned. Now, Eric Engels, I think it was either Eric Engels or Arpon Bazu, tweeted that the Marlies have scored more on Carey Price this month than the Maple Leafs. And that is technically true.
I love it.
Yeah.
Technically true. Yeah. So there it is.
True.
But yeah, by all accounts, go for it.
I'll say, speaking of which, so my mom, her
Hi,
favorite
Mom.
player is Jesperi Kotkaniemi. My mom says, tell you everybody hello.
Hi.
My mom's favorite is Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and she does not own a jersey of his yet. But when she saw that there would be Carey Price Rocket jerseys available, she bought one.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
The very
That's
first
really
jersey
cool.
ever is going to be a Carey Price Rocket jersey.
And funny
Awesome.
enough, Brendan Gallagher, number 17 on the Rocket. Apparently that was
his number on the Bulldogs.
his AHL number. Yeah, back in the day too. So that's funny that they kept that and whatnot. So I thought
like
that was
that.
pretty
That was
cool.
Yeah.
That was
And-
cool.
Speaking of, that was Brendan's first game back since
Mhm.
his injury. And I mean, he looked okay, but he wasn't quite yet Brendan Gallagher. So just you wait until he becomes
Yes,
Brendan
Yeah,
Gallagher.
see-
Yeah. And he gets a cut on the same spot on his cheek every year.
It's so
I mean,
Brendan
it's so funny,
Gallagher.
because like my little brother, he had a birthmark right there. It was just like a little like strawberry stain. And it wasn't super noticeable really, but it was just there. But every time I see Brendan Gallagher, he's like, "Oh, let me have a cut at a thing right here." And Brendan Gallagher and my brother have very similar personalities. I feel like, so I'm just like, yeah, rub some dirt in it, it'll be fine.
It's
That's
awesome.
right. So a comparatively rather quiet night for Brendan Gallagher. And like once he wakes up, like watch out, Who else didn't we see too much from? Suzuki was all right. Like who are the people? A lot of people are crapping on Tatar, and I'm still like, I don't understand that aspect of it.
No, I don't understand. I stopped looking at my phone after Sherratt took the penalty.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
because that's the
That made
narrative.
me so mad.
Because it's just like, oh, Sherratt's gonna totally cost us a series. I'm like, what? He just took a penalty, and then after Nylander scored, oh, game over. Like I can't with that shit. I can't
And-
anymore.
And Sherratt wasn't even doing it. I mean, okay, yes, he did shove Austin Matthews.
Yeah, but
I think it
Austin
was
Matthews
Zach
cross-checked
Hyman.
him first.
That happened, and I think it was Zach Hyman had his neck. Oh, I mean, his arm around Ben Sherratt's neck. Like
There's
that's
so
the problem.
as Veronica said, the playoffs are a clean slate.
Yeah.
You should never expect any call at any point in the playoffs. There was a lot of stuff that, they let a lot of stuff go in
Fair
the first period easily. Some of the stuff that they did call, I was like, what? Really?
There were a lot of
But
Yeah.
But that just goes hand in hand with it all too. That when it's playoff hockey, it's the rules are not modified, but they're
Thank God the puck over glass
modified.
rule isn't up for debate because holy shit.
Yeah, that was
Three of
like
them.
the Habs did that like 2 months ago, I think, like two
Yeah.
or three times. And I think it was all Ben Sherratt that did them all because Sherratt had that time where he was just like penalty, 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 penalty. It's like Jesus. Now, okay, since we're talking about penalties, man, they gotta figure out the power play. Like it's the playoffs.
Did you
You
see
got
my tweet?
you gotta do something.
No.
Because they were just like hanging out like it was a dance at the end of Napoleon Dynamite, and I tweeted like, you can't just vibe on the power play, you got to do something.
Like they can't even get into the zone without the
No.
freaking dump in. The only player I think, okay, I'm trying to think of the 5 power plays we had. The 1 or 2 clean entries we had was like one to Foley skating breakneck against the boards to get into the zone, and the other one was Tatar breaking through the center, and he got that backhanded pass to Armia, who couldn't like convert on the on his own backhand. So
Oh, that chance for Armia.
yeah, that would have been
I
so
was so frustrated
sweet.
after that.
Yeah.
That would have been sweet. But either
do
way,
wanna-
oh yeah,
I want to mention something.
yep.
Shea Weber looked really good.
Shea Weber looked
He was-
fine,
Yeah.
like as in good, like
More
he
than
was
fine.
fine. Yeah.
More than fine.
he
If
was-
they could have got him the puck on the power play, like with a decent pass, he would have let it rip because we didn't really see much of the big slapper.
Not the big slapper, but he took a couple of shots where he looked fine.
Not the
But
big
I mean, he was also up
one-timers.
close.
Yeah.
Up closer.
Mm-hmm.
And Carey Price, my goodness.
Carey Price was
But
lights
imagine-
out all world.
Imagine when we get back to the Bell Center and he's gonna have his scary mask on.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he has a scary mask on for.
But the scary mask, wasn't he wearing that one when he got concussed?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he was wearing the brain exposed mask.
Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, because I remember saying before the game, "Oh, the brains mask," and then he got injured, and I was like, "Oh,
The brains mask.
the brains mask."
Yeah.
I like that one.
Not sure. I don't recall. But regardless, Habs have a series lead against the Maple Leafs. They need to win 3 more games, as we're all aware of. Next game is on Saturday night in the Scotiabank Arena, and well, the Leafs have to figure out how to beat the Habs. Apparently, imagine saying that a month ago.
I was saying it on Tuesday.
But yeah, I'm saying a month ago.
Today all day, it was like pessimism central on TSN 690.
Oh yeah,
Everybody was talking about how it was just like just completely talking about a scenario in where the Leafs are winning tonight and how the Habs are going to have to try to win at least game 2 and all that shit. But what's his name? Pierre Maguire
Pierre.
always says you're not in trouble in the playoffs until you lose on home ice.
Oh, god damn it, Pierre.
And
The worst person you know. just
tonight,
made it really
Toronto
clear.
lost in Toronto.
I'm yeah, Beth nailed it. It's like the worst person I know just made a point that's salient. Damn it. I mean, it is true.
Eating a corn dog.
The one of the things that I want to mention is that when the Habs played the Rangers 2016, was it? 2017? I forget.
It was
Habs played the Rangers in
2017
2017.
2017.
It was Shea Weber's first
playoffs as a.
playoffs as a Hab season
Okay.
after.
I
Yeah.
remember because I watched this game in a Chili's.
Yeah.
We lost.
So, the thing about that particular series is that I thought the Habs had it in the bag against the Rangers because they killed the Rangers that season during the regular season. I think they went 4-0 against the Rangers that season. And then come playoffs, they lose the series by like 1 goal. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we just got Lundqvisted, which is essentially what happened. Or we got hanked. But, So the thing is that, I always think about that aspect because, again, reiterating the point, the playoffs are a different season, essentially.
Sure.
It's a whole different thing, especially now that the Habs had time to practice, time to rest, thank God, and they have most of their roster back since they don't have Drouin. Man, if Drouin was 100%, ooh boy, that's a whole other level of playoff that we haven't really experienced yet.
Yeah.
Next year.
So now going
That
into
was one that we forgot to mention the other night too, of a missing body. One of the missing bodies was also Dano, who was great tonight.
Oh yeah, Dano was
He
great.
might not have scored, but he did all the right things.
Yep, he's gonna be man-to-man Matthews the entire series.
Wasn't that creepy when Ben Sherratt was ragdolling Matthews and that creepy evil villain smile?
Oh,
Ugh.
ew, it made me so uncomfortable. Like, my best friend that I live with is a Leafs fan, and she came home and she saw Austin Matthews on the TV, and she asked, "Do you guys want him?" Like, even
No.
and I was like, "No, thank you." But even she doesn't. She detests Austin Matthews. She's like, "I do not get good vibes from him.
He's
like,
so skeevy.
He's gross."
Yeah, he's gross.
Yeah, he has a worse hairline than I do. And Joe Thornton -2 on the evening.
Nice.
Who would have thought? But that's because they play the hell out of him. Oh, that's why I was looking for the ice time for everybody.
He was there.
Oh, yeah.
22 minutes for Weber, 23 for Petrie. So Weber's still the second
22
most.
minutes for Weber.
Or 22.50.
We were managing his minutes.
Yeah, well, it looked like it. Granted,
It did look like it because he looked really good.
He also got power play time. He also got penalty kill time. So 9 of those, almost 10 of those minutes were special teams,
Yeah.
So there's that.
Oh my God. Paul Byron's goal. That is
All-star.
the mystique of the playoffs.
All-star. That was incredible. Just the best. So yeah, it went Weber. It went Petrie, Weber, Edmondson, Sherratt, and then Merrill and Kulak as the last guy on defense. The person with
I have no complaints against Merrill tonight.
No, none.
No.
Zero.
He looked great. Every time I saw him, I was like, "Oh shit, John!"
I was paying attention and I'm like, "Hey,
why
do people talk shit about you?"
He was invisible. Well, it's because he was paired up with Romanov, and they were terrible together. Like it was catastrophic. Those two.
I noticed Romanov, but yeah.
Yeah. But since every time Romanov and Merrill were the third pairing in the regular season, it was a catastrophe. It seemed for like a week or two, it was just bad.
I have another theory about that though, and a part of it, a theory about why Stahl didn't look really good at the end of the season when I think that Stahl was like, "What do? I know my role here, but I need to." Mentally, I'm going to try to compensate for all of these missing bodies. I think that's maybe where he got a little bit lost because tonight he didn't look like somebody who's lost his way.
Got practice time in with like a definite squad too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And plus playoffs as well because he was just skating harder too. He was actually, it seemed like he was playing. But I'm trying to just looking at other ice times. Nick Suzuki 2040. Top time for forwards, followed by Tyler Toffoli at 2008. Philip Deneau at 1935.
Tyler Toffoli for a goal.
Yeah. Arturi Lehkonen, 1607. I'm just going down as I'm kind of doing the everybody by order here of ice time. Yeah, good for them. Yep, Suzuki leading all the forwards. So Saturday night, I don't think there's going to be any lineup changes.
Nope.
Unless Evans is hurt, because he left the game twice, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
While I was listening to the broadcast. So who comes in? KK, that'd be the obvious thing. I mean, maybe Caulfield, but I imagine, well, I don't know. That's a good question. KK was really struggling. Caulfield, you don't know if he's struggling, at the end of things. Because if you have Caulfield in, then you need to put him on the power play. You have to. They have to score on the power play. It's playoffs.
So consensus is that Caulfield is out for, or Mia is in for Caulfield. Put it that way. And I think we need a big body. I think we need a big body.
Yeah,
I
Armia.
think they'll try to destroy Caulfield.
Oh
I
yeah,
believe.
they would go after him for sure.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
as great as Caulfield is, I don't
And
think
I'm-
he quite has his playoff legs yet, since they don't exist at this level.
Well, and Kotka was struggling the last month or so, maybe a little bit longer, but we saw what he did last year during the playoffs, and he's not afraid to get a little down and
No.
dirty when he has to either. He's not going to do it for no reason. It's not going to be egregious, but he'll dish it out. He'll dish out hits, punches. He'll stand up in a fight if he needs to. And
Yeah.
he'll dish out hits too. Like, and this is just some weird thing I'm throwing off the wall, but he has been one that has been finding his center of gravity as he grows and changes over the last couple of seasons. And so the hits that he delivers could catch players more off guard because of how he's growing and changing in the off season, because he's still only 20. Like, yes, this is his third pro season, but he's still only 20. He's still growing and changing a lot. And so because his center of gravity is shifting, the way that he impacts, like literally impacts other players, is shifting as well. And that could be a difference maker if he has to be physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another guy who I think benefits from having a full healthy roster, not trying to do too much.
So you know what the thing is too? Say if Evans is out and KK slides in, that'll be the third line with Byron and Lehkonen. That's fine by me. They could have the finish line back. Slide Armia into the third line with KK and Lehkonen and put Byron on the second line with Suzuki and Toffoli. I wonder if they'll do that. I think they like Armia with Suzuki, though, for the physical aspect. Yeah, that's interesting. That's why I don't make decisions for the Habs. And that's why I made a TikTok video about it.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, everybody who has spent a week despairing over this lineup decision, like think of everything else that you could have been doing instead.
You could have been baking a cake.
Paella.
Could have made
Oh,
paella.
paella. It's time consuming to make it, but worth it.
So I guess cake's off the menu.
No, you can have a cake. You can, while the paella is simmering, you can make a cake. Listen, when did the NHL awards happen? Because I need to know if I'm making this cake for Jeff Petrie.
That's
Is
a
he
really
for the Norris?
Yeah, like if he wins the Norris, I'm making a red velvet cheesecake cake.
Is he a nominee?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably.
I would guess.
I don't know if teams throw
It'll be Hedman
candidates into the hat there. I think that's all the Writers Association or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna end up making it anyway. But if he wins it though, that'd be really cool.
It would be cool. All right, we have a minute and a half. Final thoughts.
I'm really pleased. I was, like I said this morning, I'm not nervous at all. Saturday's a new day, but I don't think that the Leafs so much are listening to their own hype, but I mean, they should not be surprised by the Habs that we saw tonight. And like I said, these Habs, there's a difference between skill and all that stuff and a warrior mindset.
I'm not afraid until we're down by 3. And even then, you never know what can happen.
Not nervous. I'm not nervous.
Mm-hmm. I am very pleased with what came out of the Habs tonight. But I swear to God, Alex Burrows, get that power play running. It's indefensible. There's no excuse for the power play not to be better than whatever happens at any point in the Habs season. It has to be better. Has to be. It has to be.
Icing on the cake.
5 attempts. Goose egg.
I'm not complaining about anything tonight. The Habs won. Scored shorthanded.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not a power play goal. That's a penalty kill goal. And it doesn't
Power
count.
kill goal.
But okay, that's it.
But yeah, that would be great.
Listeners,
That would be like series guaranteed.
yeah, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome. So, but yeah, that's it. That's our little post game for game 1. Habs take it 2-1. Next game is on Saturday, 7 o'clock at the Scotiabank Arena in Tirana. Oops.
Tirana.
In
Tirana.
Trana. All right, and that's it. I actually don't know how to cut this. I may just abruptly
Bye.
end it.
Goodbye.
Oh yeah, bye.
See you Saturday. Go Habs, go.
End. Go Habs, go. End.
Indeed.
End. That's it.